What seemed impossible has become routine for China. China did not just set records this year, but it shattered them across every dimension. Industrial robots, humanoid workers deployed in active factories, government standards, committees finalized, and international recognition from Time magazine. The scale is staggering. While the rest of the world watched, debated, and analyzed, China executed a transformation that has fundamentally redrawn the map of global manufacturing. The year ends not with questions about whether this will happen, but with proof that it already has. The year 2025 stands as a watershed moment for industrial robotics and embodied artificial intelligence. When January arrived, China possessed 2,027,000 operational industrial robots. By December, this stock has expanded substantially through continued installations and production that accelerated beyond all prior projections. The 295,000 units deployed in 2024 represented a baseline. This year, production capacity itself became the story. China's industrial robot production reached 595,000 units in the first 9 months of 2025 alone, already surpassing the entire 2024 annual output before the year concluded. Manufacturing growth continued through October, November, and December, with sector reports indicating sustained acceleration. The International Federation of Robotics projected global installations of 575,000 units for 2025, representing 6% growth. China captured the overwhelming majority of this expansion, with domestic installations continuing to climb toward early projections of 320,000 to 350,000 units annually by year-end. The structural dominance within the robotics supply chain crystallized throughout 2025. Chinese manufacturers held 57% market share of domestic robot sales in 2024, then expanded this lead substantially. By December 2025, the proportion of domestically manufactured robots exceeded initial projections. Chinese suppliers now control 90% of the metal and machinery market and 31% of the automotive market. More significantly, the quality of Chinese manufactured robots achieved parity with foreign competitors while maintaining cost advantages that no international firm could match. The humanoid robotics dimension transformed from prototype demonstration to industrial deployment during 2025. UB Tech, positioned as the world's leading humanoid robotics company to achieve commercial scale, completed a year of manufacturing milestones. The company planned to deliver between 500 and 1,000 Walker S2's industrial robots by year-end, targeting high-profile customers including Foxconn, SF Express Logistics, and major automakers. Production increased in mid-November, with first batches reaching active industrial facilities. UB Tech secured 800 million yuan in orders throughout 2025, approximately $113 million, ranging from specialized installations to full-scale manufacturing deployments. Humanoid manufacturing by Chinese companies established itself as a viable production category rather than experimental technology. UB Tech reported that humanoids represented 30% of company sales by mid-2025, up from 10% the previous year. This expansion reflected demand driven by real-world manufacturing needs rather than short-term technology enthusiasm. The company's revenue in the first half of 2025 reached 621 million yuan, representing 27.5% growth compared to the same period in 2024. Gross profit climbed to 217 million yuan, a 17.3% increase year-over-year. Multiple other Chinese humanoid manufacturers scaled production through 2025. Robotics Robotics shipped 105 N2s in July alone, robots capable of running at 11.6 kilometers per hour and executing continuous backflips. The company expanded production capacity with targets of 10,000 units annually. Agibot, also known as Zhuan Robotics, manufactured more than 1,000 humanoid robots and operated major training centers in Shanghai for industrial deployment. Unitree Robotics advanced its G1s, generating sufficient demand that the company maintained international sales starting from pre-orders in 2025. The government formalized institutional structures for humanoid robotics development in late 2025. The Ministry of Industry and Information Technology published the proposed roster for a new standardization technical committee for humanoid robots, with 65 members appointed to write national standards for the rapidly expanding sector. The committee roster read as a directory of China's robotics leadership. Wang Xingxing, founder of Unitree Robotics, and Peng Jihui, co-founder of AGI Bot, were appointed as deputy chairs. Members represented star startups including UBTech, Robotera, Fourier Intelligence, and Limex Dynamics, alongside tech giants like Huawei, ZTE, and Baidu. Automotive companies including XPeng and Chery Automobile participated, reflecting the sector's centrality to manufacturing transformation. The Standardization Committee operated with strategic intent. Its charge involved writing the rulebook for hardware specifications, safety protocols, data interfaces, and battery standards that would govern China's humanoid industry. This work establishes technical frameworks that manufacturers must follow before international expansion. By setting national standards before the United States had begun the process, China created first-mover advantage in establishing protocols that other nations might eventually adopt. The committee's work continues into 2026, but the foundational institutional framework solidified by December 2025. The government's strategic positioning of embodied artificial intelligence as national priority crystallized through formal policy documents. The 15th Five-Year Plan incorporated embodied AI as a new economic growth driver. The March 2025 Government Work Report identified embodied AI alongside biomanufacturing and quantum technologies as core industrial tools. Premier Li Qiang's July speech at the World AI Conference highlighted embodied AI as an area experiencing major breakthroughs. The philosophical framework guiding this expansion centers on new quality productive forces, a term dominating policy documents throughout 2025. This signals commitment to transitioning from cheap labor reliance toward robot-enabled productivity. The Ministry of Industry and Information Technology's Robotics Plus Applications program embedded robots across 10 industries, including manufacturing, agriculture, logistics, energy, and healthcare. Government investment mechanisms extended beyond mere policy statements. The National Development and Reform Commission established a state-backed venture capital fund designed to inject nearly 1 trillion yuan over 2 decades into robotics, artificial intelligence, and smart manufacturing. The Beijing Economic Technological Development Area unveiled China's first robot-themed park in late 2025, featuring deployments of humanoids, tea-serving robots, and robotic dogs as part of pre-New Year festivities. The city's indigenously developed humanoid robot Tiangong, developed by the Beijing Humanoid Innovation Center, served as the centerpiece. Tiangong is designated as the world's first fully electric running humanoid robot designed for real-world scenarios. China closed 2025 with a fully scaled robotics ecosystem, reaching 500 robots per 10,000 workers, more than 2 million units in operation, and a fast-growing domestic industry. Acute labor shortages and long-term demographic pressures turned automation into a structural requirement rather than an efficiency choice. Advances in AI, rising humanoid capability, and dense manufacturer user feedback loops pushed China to the front of global industrial automation. With millions retrained and policy support firmly in place, the country now operates the largest automated workforce on Earth, marking a decisive shift in how China's robotics revolution isn't coming, but it's already here. From 2 million industrial robots to humanoid workers on factory floors, 2025 proved that China has claimed the automation crown. The question now isn't if other nations can catch up, but whether they even understand how far behind they've fallen. The future of manufacturing has been decided, and it speaks Mandarin.